Yo, you looking for a workshop or a warehouse to run your business out of? Let's talk about it.
Big Sife.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop. And right now, you watching the sensei, the number one, the king, my dude, Big Brando. He taught me, personally, me, Fat Man Scoop. All you gotta do is keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Listen to the man talk. That's knowledge personified right there, and I wouldn't trust nobody else but my dude, Big Brando. And I said it. Fat Man Scoop, Big Brando! Let's go!
What's happening, everybody? Boy, Big Brando, and today let's talk about a workspace just like this. This is a question I get all the time, but I've put off making this video because as a content creator, I have a responsibility to uphold when it comes to making content and understanding who's watching the content. I understand that there's a lot of new businesses out there that are watching my channel. There's new people to the t-shirt space, and I would be very, very irresponsible of me if I just started making videos about opening a workspace like this for your business. One, it sends the wrong message. People are gonna think, oh, I need a space like this to be considered a legitimate business. Two, I would be putting somebody into debt that doesn't need to be in debt, and it makes no sense. So remember, if you're operating out of your home, there's nothing wrong with operating from home. Do not take on extra overhead if you don't need that extra overhead. What a lot of people think is if they operate from home, they're not a real business. I'm here to tell you that that's completely false. Way before I started working out of spaces like this, I was operating from home. You guys seen the videos of me pressing in that little room in my garage. Before that, I was operating out of my dining room. Before that, I've always operated from home. It's easy to do. And just for clarification, a lot of my big corporate accounts, like the big corporations that I print for, I was doing, and I got those jobs when I was operating from home. They knew I was a home business. They knew I operated from home, but they didn't care where the shirts were being made, how they were being made, or who was making them. All they cared about was the finished product. Were they gonna get their shirts delivered on time, and was it gonna be a quality product? That's all they cared about. Nobody cared that I was a home business. And I have huge corporate accounts that I print for, and I've had those contracts for years. So remember, nobody cares where these t-shirts are being made. All they care about is getting a quality product when they say they need it. That's about it. So if you're operating from home, keep operating from home. Don't think about spaces like this until you need to grow into a space like this. The reason why I moved into a space like this was for space. That's about it. So if you're operating out of your bedroom, and you have all this equipment, and now your bedroom's filled with t-shirts, the next best thing is move down to the garage, right? Now you're in the garage and you have a little bit more space. Let's say you're starting to fill up that garage now too. That's when you start looking for a space like this. That's what I did. My production started growing. I started to outgrow the space that I was in. I said, man, I need to look into something else. The beauty of operating with a heat press is you could rent a space like this. This is just an office. That's all it is. People always think, oh man, I need to get a warehouse. Oh, I need to look up a manufacturing spot. I need to find an industrial spot. That's all cool, but at the end of the day, you don't really need all that because we're just using a heat press. All we need is some electrical outlets, 4 walls and a roof, and that's it. So this space right here, there's an office that I'm in currently right now. There's an office in the front. In between the front office and this office right here, there's a small little storage break room area. And then on this side is the big office that has all the equipment in. This used to be somebody's private medical practice. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, all you gotta do is Google search office space for rent, office space for lease in whatever area of the world you live in. That's all you gotta Google search. There's a bunch of stuff that'll pop up. Sometimes you're just driving around. Then you'll start to see that there's a lot of for lease signs everywhere. Call the number on that for lease sign. That number goes to a management company that possibly has other things for lease. That's all I do. Driving around, I see a building. I'm like, man, that building looks like it's pretty nice. The upkeep is pretty good. There's a for lease sign. Maybe I'm not gonna rent out that exact building, but they'll have something else. If they keep that property looking that nice, chances are all their other properties look pretty nice. Call them up, let them know that I'm interested in leasing an office space. They'll let me know what they have available. Makes the search that much easier. A lot of people just want to hide behind the computer and look at stuff, not necessarily talk to anybody. When you talk to somebody, you get it done a lot quicker. They'll send you all the listings to your email right away. Square footage, pictures of the place, pricing, all of that good stuff. So if you were looking for a space, look up office space. If you operate like I do with a heat press, just look up office space. That's all you got to look for. There's a lot of business parks around every location of this country, chances are there's one really close to you. So if you were on my last live that I did, I was talking about going to go check out a few other spots. As you guys know, or if you're on that live, I'm opening another shop just like this somewhere else. So first things first, this shop right here, we mainly do contract printing. We run our own brands out of here. We do fulfillment for local brands out of here. And we do a lot of contract printing, meaning printing for others, like printing for corporations, other companies, stuff like that. This is not a public space where you just walk in off the street and open the door and say, hey, you guys make t-shirts? We don't even have signage outside of here. This space is just for the clients that we already have. We're not taking in any new work, any new clients. We're 100% busy with the clients that we already have. So that's why we're opening another spot now. Obviously, production's growing, business is growing, things are good. So it's time to open another spot. Now, with that being said, I took my phone out in some of these spots and I recorded just to show you guys what I'm looking at. One of the spots that we went to go look at was 4 offices. It was like, imagine like one big square and there's 4 offices in each corner. And then in the middle, there's like this big open bullpen workspace collaboration area. I didn't record that one because there was already people occupying that spot. They're moving out currently, and the management company that we're working with gave us the keys and just said, hey man, if you guys want to go check it out, go check these spots out. Just to let you know, there's people moving out of there, so it's not 100% open and clean. But the people that were moving out, super cool. Got a chance to chop it up with them, ask them about the neighbors, ask them about the management company, ask them about the lay of the land, if everything was cool, if there's any issues there, that kind of stuff. Then the second spot we went to is more of a retail location, has a storefront, and it has a big space in the back to work with offices, which is pretty cool, and that's one of the ones that I videoed right here. Square footage was decent. I think it was like 1,200 square feet or something like that. I can't really remember. This was used as a small hobby store before. I know that because they got stickers on the window. Location was cool. There's a bathroom in the unit. Like I said, it was a retail front end. And then the back end would be obviously where we put all the equipment and stuff like that, with 2 offices. Now, the last spot we went to go check out, it was a huge spot, 2,100 square feet or something like that, maybe a little bit more. This one had a bunch of small offices with big collaboration areas. When I look for these places, that's what I look for, is the big collaboration area, because that's where a lot of the equipment's gonna go. Some of these offices can be used as storage. We could build out the separate offices for whatever it is. It could be a dedicated embroidery room, dedicated die cut sticker room, dedicated content creation space, stuff like that. So this one was shaped a little weird. This used to be a staffing agency, so there's weird walls and stuff like that, but all of that could be knocked out. These guys just barely moved out of here. So remember, when you're looking for these spaces, you're just looking for an office space. Sometimes it's not as crazy as this. Like, you could operate out of a small 300 square foot office space, no problem. Throw up some shelves, a couple tables with the heat press on, and one just to fold shirts, weed vinyl, all that good stuff. So these are just some of the spots that we want to go look at. Nothing crazy, nothing final yet. We're still gonna go look at a few other spots. Location is everything for us, and then what we want to use the space for. Once again, this is not retail space like storefronts and stuff like that. That's not what we're looking for. That spot was zoned for that, but we're just looking for square footage, more space for our buck type of stuff. The benefit to that one was there was a restroom in the unit. A lot of these other business parks have shared restrooms, which is not a deal breaker, but at the same exact time, it's nice to have just in your space already. So the idea isn't to open a retail store. The idea isn't to open up a warehouse. The idea is to have these smaller shops like this working out of an office space, because like I said, all we need is some electrical outlets to plug the presses in, start printing money, you know what I mean? So let me know in the comments if you're looking for a space like this. Let me know if you already operate out of a space like this, or if you have any more questions about spaces like this. Always remember, spaces like this are not needed. Operate from home for as long as you can, because taking on this extra overhead, you got to make sure you have the money coming in for the business to pay for this extra overhead, all right? Like I said, if you got questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.